Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. When we talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? It looks like some people do not understand what DEI mean, and then in the end, they turn that to a kind of an N word or something to stereotype people, right? So there is this makeup brand, YSL is a very popular makeup brand sending a makeup okay, blushes to a black content creator. You all know Gloria. Shout out to Gloria, and I really hope you come back to internet very soon. But you ought take all your time and rejuvenate before coming back, right? They sent something to her. You all already know that young lady. She's been doing that like way too long, and she is a guru. She touched that on her skin, and you already could see from the skin that it is not something you can blend. There is no how you want to blend that to suit her skin color, right? And she told them to go back to the lab and create something for black people. And some white women are crazy, going crazy, saying, why would she say something like that? That if there's something doesn't suit her, it means it could be someone else's color. And I am going to ask this: why would you send something that doesn't fit somebody's skin color to her to review? That is where you people get it all right. I'm not going to say wrong because you all have you never get it right, So she gave her honest review, and they are all going white. And I am going to hold you guys' hand with a white napkin and tell you all you can't bully us. Let's get into this video.
A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. A blush. I'm scared. Here's a zoom in. They all have a white base. None of these are going to work on skin as dark as mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take it back to the lab.
Why did YSL get so political with their blushes? And how this is really history repeating itself on some level. So before I talk about the politics, a number of creators got this pack of universally appealing blushes. As Gloria said, it has a white base. And so no matter how much you blend, that white undertone will always shine through, which for almost everyone makes it unflattering, except for creators like this who are in fact albino, a biological condition that is extremely rare. But for most people, this isn't gonna work. So why do they produce this? So when I first saw this video, I immediately thought of fauvist art, and actually a lot of modern art where people are depicted not realistically, but more evocatively, more emotionally. And a lot of the modern art of the early and mid 20th century was created in response to social uncertainty. But those bright colors by the mid 20th century to being basically a commercial expression instead of a political expression. So what does this have to do with YSL? We're in a point in history where most businesses get that diversity is a moneymaker. And they want to make money. So like the art of the 1960s, they employ those colors, the happiness, all that good stuff. But they frankly don't want to do the emotional work on their business model to actually make those things work. So they go with the status quo, formulating as they will without really understanding the need or the ways to meet that need. It's all surface level. But since they haven't done the good work, it doesn't even look good on the surface.
This video is probably going to be controversial to some people, but I'm going to say it anyways. I keep seeing these videos of people just applying these products to their face. They're not blending them out. They're not using them necessarily correctly or the shade that's most ideal for their complexion. Because I'm trying to understand how a brand can launch 6 different shades with a variety of different colors, ideal for multiple different skin tones, how this is not inclusive. Lavender Lust is the main one that I'm seeing the most controversy, and I'm just wondering how content creators and makeup reviewers aren't thinking to use this to lighten up a blush that's too dark, or if you're extremely fair-skinned. How do you think that this is not for somebody? I guess I'm just at the point where I'm so sick of seeing these subpar reviews get all of these views when there's people out there that are showcasing these products as they're designed to be showcased, and they're also using them with a little bit of common sense. Because I don't know who needs to hear this, that every single product of every single product launch is not going to work for every single skin tone. That's the purpose of a shade range. Not every shade range needs to have 10 different colors. If you have a variety of different colors, a variety of different depths, a variety of different undertones, I'm just confused at why this is bad. All right, so what I'm gathering from the comment section is that this image is what the issue is, and I completely disagree. I personally feel the biggest issue is we have massive creators just applying dots to their face and just telling their audience these don't work for me without actually showing how they look on their skin. Everybody needs to remember makeup is subjective. So what YSL is doing with this photo is showing what this product will look like on deeper skin. You can visibly see it's lighter than their complexion, but at least they're still showing what it looks like on deeper skin. That's inclusivity. Another issue that we have stirring up more controversy is we have other massive creators telling their audience they don't know who this would be ideal for, and also criticizing the brand for not being inclusive. So to be fair, they're not saying verbatim that it's not inclusive, but they're saying it without saying it. I guess this is where I'm getting at, is if you're a makeup reviewer and you see a product like this, why not showcase it how it's beneficial to your audience and not just shit all over it? Because there is a purpose for this in so many people's collections. I don't even own this product, so I don't know how ideal it is for formula for me, but I could look at this shade and be like, oh my God, this would be amazing to lighten up all of my deeper blushes. Or if I just want that hint of lavender in there, this would be perfect for that. But no, instead, let's shit all over it.
All right, so what I'm gathering from the comment section is that this image is what the issue is, and I completely disagree. I personally feel the biggest issue is we have massive creators just applying dots to their face and just telling their audience these don't work for me, actually showing how they look on their skin.
And this is exactly why y'all need to stop telling everybody that they can be influencers, because a lot of the girls don't know what they're talking about, and for two, a lot of y'all aren't influencers. Y'all just get up here and promote things. Ouch. Moving on from that, what really gets me the most is, as a creator that's trying to break into the beauty industry and stuff like that, why would you make a video basically trying to discredit people because they're saying that a product doesn't work simply because they did a swatch? And you're like, oh, maybe the product does work, y'all just need to blend it out. No, anybody that does makeup knows all you need to do is a swatch to see if the undertone is going to match yours and know if a product works. You don't need to sit there and dilly-dally with it to see if it's going to work or not, because if the undertone is not right, the product's not going to look right. That picture that YSL posted is cap. Like, that's really the problem. You have a picture online showing what this product looks like on deeper, richer skin, but it doesn't look like that. It don't look like that. And it's not even just about black people. Other people of color, even white people, have tried it, and it does not look like that. So they lied. And not only that they lied, it's not inclusive. If everybody can't wear it, it's not inclusive. Don't use that as a marketing tool if that's not the truth. But you know, the girlies, they want to fight tooth and nail for a PR box. Like, baby, I promise you, YSL will send you something. They send me stuff all the time. I just never post it. Like, they will send you something. I promise you. Like, you don't have to get up here and fight tooth and nail when everybody is telling y'all the truth. Like, it does not work, and it does not look right, and it doesn't look good. Like, it looks like somebody blew powder on their cheeks. So why would they tell their followers to go buy it? Exactly. I'm scared. Here's a zoom in. They all have a white base. None of these are going to work on skin as dark as mine.
Okay, so I have a hot take on this from a marketing perspective, and bear with me. We've come so far in inclusivity now that brands do this knowingly. They know they're gonna send this to influencers who are people of color. They know they're gonna send this to influencers who are people of color who call out brands who aren't inclusive. Because these influencers are gonna call them out and say, what the hell is this? Why aren't you being inclusive? And then this brand is later gonna come in with products that work for people with darker skin tone and be like, we listen to you. We've redeemed ourselves. This is 100% a PR move. Like, they know this is gonna happen. They're gonna continue doing this. They're gonna continue rage baiting influencers so they can get exposure, because no PR is bad PR. They picked them. They know, for example, Gloria is someone who is very much about this inclusivity. They know very much that people take her seriously, and they know that if this brand isn't inclusive, it doesn't have her stamp of approval. This is her follower base. This is what she does. And they know this. So they send it to her because they know she's gonna do this. And later when she comes and she approves of their inclusivity, they're gonna be like, yes, now we have a new demographic. Now we have people of color who like us. YSL knew this. Like, they know that these shades aren't gonna work for, they're gonna work for like 2%, 3% of the general population. They're not stupid. So if influencers get packages like this and just completely ignore it, brands are gonna start doing better. Absolutely not saying don't call out brands for not being inclusive. I'm saying know the difference between when brands are rage baiting you. If a brand releases a foundation in 50 shades and none of them are, appropriate for dark shades, then yeah, that's a brand that's just not being inclusive. But a brand who releases 5 shades of blush that so obviously don't work for everybody and claim that they're universal are rage baiting you. So, yeah.
I feel like a lot of people on the internet wouldn't understand why this is my favorite makeup content creator. Most makeup brands work on me. They do. I literally, when I go into Sephora, when I go into Ulta, I remember the brands that she's reviewed and whether or not they're inclusive. And it's like, oh, why does it matter? It's not for you, it's for her, it's for Black women, da-da-da. I don't care. When you only invest into brands that are inclusive, the others will get the fucking hint. And if they don't, then they'll no longer exist. Like, how is that such a hard topic for the internet to understand? Like, I'm so serious. Brands that are inclusive, the others will get the fucking hint.
Hey friends, oh my gosh, go back and look at her video. It's so obvious, and yet it's so, how do people not know that, right? I myself am quite literally sitting down to do some makeup because I just got the first God of War and I'm going to do something with that, right? But when I was walking through Ulta yesterday, that's exactly what was on my mind. Who's inclusive and who's not. And I specifically, you feel me, stitched that Pacific part, right? Because that is exactly what always happens. The time that's always on the top of my head whenever it comes to brands not being inclusive. And bro, Cadillac. Did you know that Cadillac, the brand that most Black people love being behind, did not sell to Black people? It wasn't until they started losing money, they were about to go out of business, that one of their top mechanic service advisor kind of people that traveled the country was like, did you know that white people are selling their used Cadillacs to Black people? Like people who can afford it, boxers, musicians, people who are famous, you know what I'm saying? And then Cadillac was like, what do you mean they're selling the cars? What are they doing? They're selling the cars to Black people, and then they're going to buy new cars from other people. Cadillac was like, you mean Black people got money like that? And that's when they started selling to Black people. They were about to go out of business, heard that people were selling their cars, and they wanted a piece of the pie. They could have had a piece of the pie the whole time. If you aren't inclusive, you're only hurting your own sales because everybody got money, okay? Like, we don't got money, you know what I'm saying? But we all work and we all have jobs and we have money that we could spend with you. So yeah, be inclusive. Otherwise, you'll hurt your own bag. But something that we have always known about racists is they will go so far to hurt people, minorities, persons of color, even if that means it hurts themselves. So there you go. I'll show you my makeup later.
So I just watched Gloria's video about the new YSL blushes, and I've also seen Manny MUA and a couple of other people who I don't know on my For You page. And because of that, I have come into contact with a group of people that I haven't thought about since like 2018 makeup days. The pale princess. Not somebody with pale skin, but somebody who thinks that pale people are just as oppressed in the makeup community as Black people. So basically, Gloria gets sent this entire range of blushes from YSL. Not one of the shades work on her, and she says as much, because she was given this product to review, and it didn't work for her. That's literally her whole job. Her whole job is to determine whether or not something works for dark skin or not. And in her videos, in pretty much every other MUA's videos that say that these blushes don't work for them because they are just too light, there are people who say inclusivity goes both ways. Like, name one company that doesn't have a blush that works for light skin. Just name fucking one, I swear to God. It's not just one shade of blush that didn't work for her, it's all of the blush shades. So when you're sitting over there being like, oh my god, I think I'm being oppressed right now, guys, this is so fun, and shitting on Gloria for telling the truth about this makeup product, you are just being so fucking ignorant, I swear to God. Like, this is why nobody likes you. It's not inclusive if none of the shades work for darker skinned people. None of them. Y'all act like having an entire line of makeup dedicated to your skin tone is new. It's not. It's... Are we babies? Are we 5-year-olds? Do we not exist in, like, more than 5 years in the past? Like, you look like the world's biggest asshole. Like, you do.
Everything that's going on with Gloria, this is so sad. The fact that she has literally left the app for a little bit just for like her mental health, I hope she comes back. It devastates me because there's so many black women on this app that like are dark skinned, are brown skinned, and there are products that do not work for us. And it's like people expect us to be happy with what brands are putting out. Like, how crazy is that in 2024 that y'all can't make a great shade range? Ranging from the lightest of the light. There's like 30 shades of a light shade. We don't need that. Like, there's so many different colors. And it might not even be black women that are dark. They need colors too. Everybody needs different shades. We deserve more shades that work for our skin tones because we come in a range of colors.
This whole YSL blush discourse is reminding me of a few months ago when I tried the Made by Mitchell lighter than light curve case, and I didn't love the shades. I thought it didn't really stand on its own, and I just felt that the color story wasn't really giving what it was marketed as. And people came by the masses to tag me in OCN's video, be like, see dummy, this is who it's really for, it's not for you, telling me I'm way too dark for the product and that it's not for me, that I don't know how to mix shades. I'm a professional makeup artist, I'm pretty sure I can handle mixing a couple cream colors, that I bought the wrong shade, that I'm delusional about my skin tone. Like, people were being hateful. If people were doing all that in my comment section for those videos, I cannot even imagine the week that Gloria and other black creators have had since trying out those blushes that were sent to them in PR. I love making fair skin and cool tone videos, okay? Yes, there's always room for growth in tones and inclusion on all ends of the spectrum. But y'all, at what point are we being light and mean about it? And like, what does that sound like to you? Especially when the pale creators are coming at y'all and saying, whoa, 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 like, it was never supposed to be hateful. I'm just speaking from my experience. Sometimes I fear that we've lost the plot, okay, on the pale-skinned side of TikTok. Sometimes you can be excluded without it being a symptom of a greater injustice or oppression. Okay, let's use our brains. I know sometimes with social media, it's easy to feel like we are in some sort of like a post something world, but in reality we're just scratching the surface. These beauty brands are just getting new people in the product development rooms. They're just now starting to pay creators to be shade consultants. We're just starting to see the bare minimum. Don't take that away from black women. Don't make a big fuss and be hateful and bully them off the internet. Are y'all serious? Be nice, be gracious. And I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. We have enough. Is there room for more? Sure, but we have enough. Go shop C Beauty or K Beauty if you're unsatisfied with the American market. It like makes me embarrassed sometimes to make like pale skin or fair skin content because I'm like, oh my god, is this being construed as like being lighter is better or gatekeeping us and our light products that are for light people? Like, that's weird and it's not something I want to be a part of.
I've been seeing a lot of discourse over the last couple days about the YSL blushes, and I think it's really disappointing how much hate Gloria is getting just for sticking up for inclusivity within brands and how they market their new launches. As far as this comment, it was made on a previous video where I talked about brand inclusivity, and I'll address it at the end. What's even more disappointing is that there's a creator by the name of Ocean Comtos who also reviewed these blushes, and specifically the lavender shade comes into question here because it looked really good on her. She does have albinism, so she is quite pale, and she's already addressed this video as well, but people were basically tagging Gloria and using it as a way to bully her to say, see, this shade was made for pale people and people with albinism. This shade was not made for you. But people are failing to see the problem in that this was marketed to Black people. There is a swatch on their site on dark skin, and it is misrepresentation. It does not look on Black skin how it is showing on the site. Another point I kept seeing people try to make is that Gloria didn't give it a chance. She didn't try to blend it out at all. So how does she know it won't work for dark skin? And there is a creator that did use these on dark skin and did blend them out. And I'm so happy that she did that because it debunks that whole Gloria did not blend it out. And I'm assuming she did not because she's been doing her own makeup for decades now. She knows what works for her skin. When she puts something on her skin, she can tell when it's going to be white based and ashy. Just like how I could use a bronzer and before even blending it out, I can tell like that is way too warm for me, for my pale skin, and it is not going to work. Bottom line, if this company did not market a blush that would not work for dark skin with misleading photos on their site, then this wouldn't even be a conversation. They could have left it at there's a shade for everyone, because there is a deep shade that I have seen swatched on dark skin and it does appear to not have as wide of a base and it does seem to be blending out better. So they could have left it at there's a shade for everyone rather than here's this lavender blush and it will work specifically for dark women too, and here is a very misleading photo. And now I'll address the comment. I had a lot of comments on my previous video saying, you're white, why are you talking on these issues? Why do you care? This isn't for you. Sit down. This doesn't involve you. This doesn't affect you. And let me show you why it does. Because I cater to all skin tones. 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 When someone sits in my chair, I want to ensure that I am able to accommodate any skin tone and that they are felt as a forethought and not an afterthought, and having plenty of shades that will work for them. So to answer your question, do I think I have the right? I don't know, I think that's a weird way to word it, but I do think that more of us need to speak up and not just one group of people if we want to see change.
What did y'all do to my girl? Because why did she have to get off the internet? I am very confused. I am extremely confused because I didn't think she would get any type of backlash for what she's putting out, because she is showing companies that most likely send her those products that it doesn't work for her skin. It's not inclusive. Like, it's not giving this is for everybody. They don't even have a certain type of blush or whatever she's trying on, foundation that matches her skin, that looks good on her skin. So I don't understand why anybody would have a problem with it. Like, why would you have a problem with somebody showing you? And it's not her just saying, it's not her just getting up on here and being like, well, let me tell you about da-da-da-da. No, she is showing you. She's putting it on, and she is showing it don't match, babe. It doesn't look good. It looks ashy. You don't have a dark enough shade. Your shade range is not ranged enough. Like, come on. I don't know. Like, when I was reading it, I was like, people are upset with her for like showing the people that they don't have the right stuff for darker skin complexion. I'm confusion, babes. I'm confused.
I'm going to say what needs to be said about this YSL blush controversy. Those fucking blushes are ugly. They are ugly. I would not spend my coin on any one of those, because honestly, the ones that actually kind of work for my skin tone, I could literally go to e.l.f. or Milani and pay a fraction of the price, and it have more depth, and it look way better on my skin, honey. Those blushes are not worth the price tag. You're paying for the name brand. That's what you're paying for. And for everybody that is attacking Gloria for literally doing her job and reviewing what was sent to her, why don't you stay the fuck out of Black people's business? Because the ones that are attacking her, y'all are stay out of Black people's business and go support the brand yourself. Go buy the blushes. There you go. Instead of tearing down another Black woman, why don't you just go support the brands? Go spend your coins on that expensive, overpriced, ugly-ass blush. And then problem solved, right? Okay.
If there's anything to take away from what is currently happening to Gloria as a result of her reviewing those YSL blushes that she was sent as PR, is that people will take the side of a company. Even if the company is clearly in the wrong, if it means that they have the opportunity to push a POC off of their platform and get them to shut up. And the way that people are purposely being obtuse about it is pissing me off even more. Because no, they were not marketed as a color corrector or brightener. They were marketed as a blush. So she's going to use them as a blush. And it's the way that people are trying to gaslight her into thinking that she's like overreacting about it. When I've seen other creators who are lighter than Gloria say that it looks like crap on them too. But they aren't getting nowhere near as much backlash as Gloria is. And it's not just that. A lot of the creators I've seen so far using those blushes have said it looks like crap on them. And so far, the only person I've seen actually say that the blushes look somewhat good on them is Ocean, who the lavender blush actually worked on. So if the blushes don't work on the majority of people that I've seen so far, how is it still inclusive? In the way that people are trying to throw the word inclusivity back in Gloria's face as like some sort of gotcha, you guys don't actually understand what inclusivity means, and it's very much showing.
So this is all I got from this video, and I am going to hold some white women's hands with napkin, and I am telling you all, stay out of Black people's business, especially when it comes to something that they complain about, right? You all already know Gloria. I mean, she is a very beautiful Black woman. Her skin is gorgeous, right? And YSL sent her blushes, right? And you all could see like it was really ashy. I mean, this young lady, she's been doing this for how many years? I mean, this is what she does. And you expect her, first of all, to start struggling, blending when she knows this doesn't suit well. And she is saying there is need for them to go back to the lab and make something that is inclusive. For the white women coming out to say that it is something that she could mix with other blushes to get her own color, you all are not okay. Why? Because I am not going to buy a $40 blush and I am going to look for another blush to mix it, right? Just to get my color. You all are not okay. And you all are saying that if that is not her color, right? It could be other people's color. You are not okay. Sincerely speaking, something is wrong with you, because why would you send me something that is not okay for me to review? And the fact that they keep lying all the time, using Black model, right? To make it look like it could fit a Black person. Like, I really do not understand why it is hard in 2024 to make something that is all inclusive. And then they have the audacity to send that to the young lady and expected her to give them her own. She gave her honest review, and it is not given for her own skin. Now, like one of the ladies that spoke, she said that it looks like they always look for a way to use Black people to rage bait. And I feel that is what they are doing, because there is no, if you are a business-minded person, you definitely will understand that there is no bad PR, especially when it comes to makeup, except Black people and other people of color decided to come together and say, you see this brand, it is a no-no, we are not patronizing them. Still, that doesn't mean that it is going to be 100%, because you definitely will still see people that will buy them, right? But this brand, I mean, those things that I saw, those pink ones, that I don't know what they are. They look like, I don't know what, marker, like something you like painting equipment. That is how I feel, right? So now I am going to ask this. Why are you people all out attacking Gloria for giving her honest review? See, it does not take anything to include Black people into whatever production you all are doing, because I do not understand how you did not make something for us. Then you all will go on your flyers or on your website to lie with a Black woman's face and then get mad when we give you the honest review. And then you want to tell me that it could be other people's skin tone. If it is other people's skin tone, send it to the people that it is their skin tone, and do not send it to somebody it is not her skin tone, because you all thought about sending it to her. You all already know how that young lady looks. She is a Black, gorgeous, she's a Black woman, right? So why not something that is her skin tone? The truth is that when people tell you who they are, it is either you believe them or just do not give excuses, because the more you are giving excuses, you are hurting yourself, because we all keep believing that one day they are going to have something for us. Any company or any makeup brand that wants you, that wants something for you, trust me, they definitely, we have you in mind. Why producing that? Not coming to give another person's color or shade to you to review. Like, how does that work? And I keep saying it. I am not that kind of person that will spend money where I am not wanted. I keep saying this to Black people, Black women all the time. When they are not making your shade, do not patronize them. Look for people that are inclusive. That's why it is 2024. Everything should be inclusive. But if you say you are not making brands for, or you're not making anything for Black people, like it's only for white people, it's okay. But do not come and deceive us with other, like white people's blushes and all that, and you are bringing it to us that it is for us. I mean, are you going to force that down our throat? It doesn't work that way. I mean, it's just easy, And now they've been bullying this young lady, and she left the internet. And I really can't wait for her to come back, because you all are so good at bullying people for no good reason. You all bullied her out, saying that it could be other people's skin color. You could see how dumb some people are. It could be other people's skin color, and you brought it to her. Are you people not moving running crazy? You all can do better and stop all these things. You all come on the internet trying to shut people up, because you know already that Black people or Black women will never keep quiet, especially when something is not going great for them. They are going to keep talking. And please, enough of all these not including people and trying to make it look like you are including them. It's either you are including me or you are not including me. Choose one. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.